Prime Minister is with me, Andrej Plenković, to discuss how the potential impact of what we're looking at when we talk about Ukraine, the ability to give aid, which Hungary is notably holding up. But standing where you are, President von der Leyen says she will go to Plan B if you can't get an agreement at this next extraordinary council meeting. What are you expecting?
Well, I expect that the aid towards Ukraine will be provided. The 50 billion which we discussed in December will be provided one way or another. The normal way would be that all 27 agree to revise the multi-annual financial framework and provide this assistance to Ukraine. If one of the countries, and as you said, it's Hungary who is against this idea, then we will find the alternative solution that the Commission has been working on, and that is to find a political, legal and financial agreement to do it outside of the EU 7 years budget.
You see, that is, I can see that there is a way in which you can do it, but that goes against the spirit of the idea of unanimity. I mean, you have this principle of unanimity that if you don't have it, you don't do it. But what you're all basically saying is, well, if we can't get it, we'll sort of look under the teapot and see how much money we can find down the back of the sofa.
Yeah, but I was participating in the debates at the European Council. If I understood well the Hungarian Prime Minister, he is not opposing that others give the money to Ukraine outside the framework of the financial framework of the European Union. So in that way, we can find the balance, but I think the attempt will be actually on the 1st of February try to seek an agreement and consensus of all 27.
It's a little grubby, my words, but it's a little grubby when, you have these major events and the only way you can get it through is if somebody goes off to have a cup of coffee or you have a plan.
Which is an elegant way. Which is the opening of accession negotiations with Ukraine. Yeah, that's what happened in December.
But think about it, if there were children who were doing this, you would say, oh, for goodness sake.
Well, the thing is that within Europe, you need to find compromises. I think we have basically at that point exhausted all the possibilities for compromise, but we found a solution. I think solution is more important than a compromise.
Don't you ever just want to shout across the table, for goodness sake, Victor, just do it?
Oh, it was a very elegant invitation for a coffee.
What, you invited him to a coffee?
No, I wasn't. We were supporting
Let's talk
Ukraine.
about Croatia. And EU, Eurozone, you're well and truly now in it. But there are, in other parts of Serbia and other parts of the region, there are tensions. And the last thing we need is more instability. How do you view it from Croatia now you're well and truly, in the fold?
Well, we have worked hard to be here where we are. Last year when we met here, we just joined Eurozone and Schengen area, which I think were the biggest achievements in my mandate as the Prime Minister now for the 8th year already. I just came out of a debate about the Western Balkans and Southeast Europe and Ukraine, Georgia, Moldova. I think we've gone through a revolutionary phase. Basically, Putin has accelerated the European Union's enlargement. And that's why all of these decisions on Ukraine opening of negotiations, Moldova opening of negotiations, Georgia being granted a candidate status, we're about to pass a final decision on Bosnia and Herzegovina opening of negotiations. These are actually very positive things ahead of us.
Shouldn't the Union consider, it sounds pejorative, a two-speed or a two-tier type? Well, one with free trade, the other with... Because let's be blunt, some of these candidate countries are in no economic fit state to join a union that has advanced economies like Germany, the Netherlands, Sweden and the likes. And yes, you can have convergence under Maastricht and everything, but we all know how that's fudged.
Well, the notion of the catching up in politics with those who lived longer decades in democracies, who lived longer in the free market economy, it takes time. It took time for us and we are still catching up. You want to give me a pen? I'm sure that our neighbors, with the assistance, especially in terms of economic governance and the growth plan that has been offered to them, will gradually come to a position where their economic and social standard will go up. If they stay out for a long time, they'll be worse off.
Come over here and put yourself on the board. How far are we? Are we ready for AI? Are we dangerously unprepared as a society? Are we nailed it? What do you think, Prime Minister?
I don't think we nailed it.
Right?
I would agree with whoever was somewhere here. I would put it here.
It might have been the CEO of Maersk.
Oh,
He said to you, so
that's not bad. They're actually active in Croatia, Maersk.
without
In
the
our
rest.
port of Rijeka.
Good to see you, Pan.
Thank you,
very
Richard.
much.
All the best.
See you
Thank you
next.
for
Thank
this
you
time.